Hello, everyone. Welcome to this NTW session. And today's topic is about one of the series inside Excel for HR, Dashboard, Bridge HR, and Business. Let me share you a little bit why we have all these ideas or why I come out something like this one. The purpose is sometimes HR doing a lot of heavy lifting, a lot of works behind the scenes, and they are not sure how to present themselves. And sometimes HR is often seen as a cost center. Whatever thing you have no idea what to do, go to HR. So they just whatever thing, they will just do everything. Actually, HR do a lot of things. So this way, this session is going to have give you some ideas how we are able to present a simple data a little bit differently. We're going to co-create the learning together. So over here, just to warm up the room, please type hi or hello in the chat. Type hi or hello in the chat, and so that we can greet each other at once. Yes. Hi. Okay. Oh, Sweeting, Shirley, Christine, Sophia, SY, Ama, HC. Okay, good. Welcome to this session. And we are going to go to be very active and very participative learning for these 2 hours. So the meaning of using active and participative means I want you to respond, not necessarily through your voice. The easiest way is by typing. If you are listening or you're just watching, most of the time, you will forget. Okay, so we are going to go through the learning together. I want to make sure it's something relevant to you. And for the learning, it's going to be 2 hours. I'll be using about 1 hour and about 45 minutes just for my sharing. And I want to see how the pace goes by. And towards the end, I will have a small event announcement. If you find something like this one is beneficial to you, especially how to create a HR dashboard, you could consider. So now we are going to for this one. And okay, I want to know how many of you are in HR? If you are in HR, please type number 1. If you are not from HR, type number 0. Type in the chat. Okay. Chu Ying, Shirley, Chu Pei, Datu, thank you. We have a couple of you are in HR and a handful are not in HR. Good. So the purpose of having something like this one is to make sure we are able to, I'm able to make sure this is something relevant to you. Okay. So now we want to know the dashboard. How many of you have seen a dashboard before? Type yes if you have seen it before. Type no if you have not. Type yes or no if you have seen a dashboard. Dashboard, it could be the common one, would be like when you're driving, you will see the odometer, speedometer, whatever things in front of you, that's called dashboard. So in the business, people use dashboard to make the thing easier to understand and easier to digest. So therefore, HR is able to use something like that to present their contribution to the business. Okay, many of you have seen this before. So this learning going to be having 3 parts. The first part, I'm going to share with you some thinking process. And the second part is very practical. We are going to apply the thinking process in the data we are going to have. We are going to play with. Get the file from the chat, and it's called recruitment data. And the third part is about 15 minutes. I'm going to share an event announcement. So these are the 3 parts. And someone just accidentally unmuted. Okay, how can I mute? Okay. Ish. Let me mute all. Okay. So I could mute everyone here. Okay, so now go to the first one. First part. A lot of time people create dashboard without knowing the reason. So we want to get this idea clear first. Why dashboard? And some people call it one-page report. It cram everything into a single page. And imagine one fine day you are getting a report printed in this way. Is it easy to understand? Yes or no? Let me know in the chat. Is it easy to understand? Will you like it or were you happy when you see this kind of report? Thank you, Angeline, Siu Ting. No. It's not easy to understand. And how about this way? How about this way? They summarize the data and present in a single page. Is it better? Yes or no? Is it better? Ah. Yep, this is a dashboard. This is a dashboard. And we want to understand the dashboard from two perspectives. We want to understand from the report creator and report reader. For report creator, why we are the one creating the report, why we want to use dashboard. First, we want to give the business direction, and we want to make sure the whole thing is aligned towards the user need. If the user requires to make some decision about budget, when they read the report, they understand. So we want to have a direction. And whatever thing we present is able to support them to make decisions. So it's actionable inside. And they want to make the thing easy for us to prepare, and also easier for them to read. So there are ways to make it easy. And often people see report with the chart, they feel it will be very difficult. So there are ways to make it easy to update in the future. And finally, we want to highlight the key metrics. There are few techniques allows us to present the things, and we can design the whole chart. Whoever reads it, they will see what we want them to see. So this is very, very powerful by using dashboard. On the other side, which is usually the business side, they are going to read the report reader. They want to benchmark whether it's a good thing or not so good thing. Are we on track? How about the budget utilization, the staff retention, the capacity, everything? They want to benchmark. And they want to see an overview. Are we on track on all these things? So they want to see overview, and it's very important. They want to make sure if the thing is off tangent a little bit, that means they're off track. They want to monitor the whole thing earlier rather than it's too late at the year end. And they want to have some recommendation. For example, when they see the overview, they can see the capacity, the headcount is getting lower and lower. And they want to get some idea which part of department they need to have more recruitment rather than just wing it. We just need to recruit more people. At least they know which department or by which timing or what kind of skill set. And finally, they want to make decisions so that the whole report is beneficial to them. So therefore, that's a summary of using dashboard that create benefits towards the report creator, which is in the HR in this context, and the report reader, which is a business perspective. So now we want to see, whenever we are creating dashboard, we want to make sure that is a too simple way of flowing. First, we want to have something called hierarchy of details from the top to low. Top part usually has a smaller details or bigger number, bigger numbers. And when it go down, it drill down, it have more and more. On the other side, it's called priority zone. Those appears on the top has higher priority. Usually the management or the report reader, they will read from the top, like this one, they read from the top. Is everything okay? If okay, they will not go down. If something not so right, they will go down, go down, go down. So this is how we can design our dashboard. We are going to co-create this one together later. And I want to introduce this framework called 3E framework. How many of you have seen this before? If you do, please type number 1. If you don't, type number 0. If you do, please type number 1. If you don't, please type number 0. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. Many of you yet to see this one. Okay. This book, this one is extracted from the book Excel for HR. Sometimes the HR, they have no idea how to start or what are the things to present. So this framework is co-created with another author. Darren Low. You could go online or LinkedIn, you can find it. We co-create this model together so that the HR is able to have some ideas how to present themselves a little bit differently. So let me walk you through quickly. Later on, we are going to apply this one in our data. Oh, okay. The first one at the very beginning is we want to have the end in mind, the end result, what? So the end in mind, from the business perspective, they want to see profitability, they want to see performance, and they want to see productivity. Profitability means the company, they want to make money. They want to be profit so that they can have more money to distribute as an increment, as a bonus. Meanwhile, performance is how well the company using the resources and what kind of quality they are able to churn up. So that's performance. On the other side, the productivity, it means how much they are able to produce. For example, let me give you an example. The phone. I'm using the phone as an example. Profitability means I want to know the cost, I want to know the selling price, everything. So it's dollar and cent. In terms of phone manufacturer, the performance means the quality of the phone, how many defects, how many got rejected. So this is about quality. And meanwhile, productivity means how many phones they could produce in a day, so they can see, they can make sure they are able to meet the demand. So that's called productivity. So these are the three things the business people always have in their mind. In short, they want to increase revenue and they want to reduce costs. Ultimately, these are the two main objectives they want to have in mind. So for the HR or for whoever they want to present the report to the management or to the stakeholders, you want to have these two things in mind. Either you want to increase revenue or reduce costs. But some people will start talking, HR, we don't increase revenue though. Maybe not directly, indirectly. For example, HR is able to recruit the salespeople faster and they're able to get the right talent in faster. So indirectly, HR is contributing to the revenue generation. So this end result in mind. So I want you all to type in the chat. The two main end objective is to increase revenue. And what's the next one? What's the next one? Once it's increased revenue, what's the next one? Type in the chat. When you're participating, you remember better. Because later on, we are going to use this one, yeah? Yes, we are going to reduce costs. Thank you, Sweeting. Yeah, increase revenue and reduce costs. Thank you, Jason, for typing both. After we have this idea, that's end result the management wants. Then the next one, we are going to explain what happened. And sometimes people call this one as a descriptive analysis. So they want to see how well the company is performing and how about the productivity. So the end result here is inside. That means the quality and quantity. And after explaining, the final one is the effect. Effect means the management going to make some decisions, whether they want to go forward on the certain action or they want to pull back or they have second plan B. So this is the time about decision making. At the end, they also need to make sure, ultimately, these are the two things, performance and productivity. Once they make a decisions, they will have an effect. The loop, go back to the very beginning. They will have a feedback. Either it's a winning or learning. The term I use is called learning. It's not called losing. So because learning, we are able to improve. When it's losing, that's the end. There's no room for improvement. So it always have a winning or learning. So when you go back to the loop, so it go back to the very beginning, they want to increase revenue or reduce costs. So these are the whole thing we want to have. Okay, so that is a quick 3E framework. So now I want to make sure you have the file ready. You have the file ready. And prior to that, make sure you have the file ready called recruitment data. If you have the file ready, please type number 1 in the chat. Type number 1 once we have the file ready. because we're going to use the file to create something together. Look at the recruitment data. After you open everything, it's a very small sample data. It's not very comprehensive. It's a very simple mock data for us to learn easier. So now all of you perceive you have that idea. The end result of the business is to make profit, to increase revenue, and also reduce costs by having something they can control, performance, and also productivity. So now all of you as the HR people, whether in the job you are not, I want you all to type in the chat. From the recruitment perspective, what does it thinking like a business person means? Okay. From the recruitment perspective, what does that mean? No right, no wrong. Please type in the chat. What does that mean? Maybe I give you some idea. Yeah? It means I want to reduce, there are two things, right? Increase revenue and reduce cost. The easier one for HR will be reduce cost. Maybe I could reduce recruitment costs. Okay, so that's one of the things I can think like a business person. What else? In terms of recruitment, what kind of HR person, what kind of things HR person could be think like a business person? Two perspectives, yeah. Reduce cost, increase revenue. Yeah, type in the chat. It will take about 30 seconds. Strategy business, okay. What do you mean by strategy business? It's very abstract. Thank you, Alex. Yep. Productivity. What else? Good. Yeah, let me stop for a while. Okay. Bring in the good salesperson, bring in more sales, more profit, more bonus. Yes, thank you, Mark. Hire the best talent to improve revenue. Very good. Thank you, Balan. Think like a boss. Okay. That's a nice one. Think like a boss. Hey, what does that mean? What does that mean? Okay, think like a boss. Very good. What does that mean? Give you some ideas. Think like a boss means I'm willing to spend money to earn money. Boss thinking is always this way. We are willing to spend money to earn money. Meanwhile, most non-boss, they will think to save money. Okay. So the boss thinking usually is they are willing to spend to earn more. So they're okay to spend as long as you can justify. Okay, good. What else? What else? What else you could do? As HR, we need to know what the boss needs, productivity staff to bring in profit. Very good. Thank you. Okay. So thank you for your participation. Now we have some ideas. Well, now we need to go to the recruitment. And I just want to know how many of you have done recruitment before. If you do, please type number 1. If you don't, type number 0. If you have done recruitment before, type number 1. If you have not, type number 0. Because what I have observed, usually for the young HR professionals, they enter their HR field, usually the first few roles involve recruitment. So this is what I observed. Okay, very good. For those of you who have done recruitment before, so now I want you to recall back certain memory, some part of memory. Whenever you are hearing the conversation between your bosses, what kind of things they talk about? Type in the chat. What kind of things they talk about? You just type it, then I will summarize for you, yeah? Some of you maybe start using ChatGPT or AI, okay? You might gain some ideas. For those of you who have not done the recruitment before. Type in the chat. What are the conversations that your bosses had when you are under recruitment? Okay, how to reduce the budget for recruitment? Very good. Thank you, Datu. Okay, what else? Very good. Keep them coming. else? When the candidates were on board. Very good. Thank you, Yong Chu Tin. What else? Your bosses are conversation. Get me more good resume. Very good, Mark. That's very common. Okay, what else? Your bosses having the conversation. Good. How to close the gap when candidates were on board. Okay, very good. What else? I see there are two similar things. Candidate onboarding. Okay, what else? Don't hire jump candidates. That's very good. Yeah, that means they are job hopping. They will not stay long in one organization. Maybe 1-2 years they will hop. 1-2 years they will hop. So this kind of candidates, some organization will avoid. Thank you for sharing that one. How to count how the candidate can contribute to the company in productivity and profit? Very good question. Thank you, Go. And Datu experience gap. Okay, their experience gap. Okay, let's give me a few more. Give me two more. Give me two more. Type in the chat. What are the conversations? What are the conversations your boss will be having? The goal? What kind of goal? Goal of the budget, goal of the recruitment, goal of what? Maybe you want to give more ideas here, Alex. So we are confined ourselves in the scope of recruitment, only recruitment, yeah. What kind of conversation your bosses had or is having okay. Recruit request non-budgeted position. Okay. Data collect to hire the correct person. Very good. Thank you, Sophia, and thank you, Xiaomi. Oh, we have Xiaomi pad in the room. Wow. Okay. Where's iPhone? Where's no, just kidding. All right. Let's come back to here. So let me summarize the whole thing. Yeah. So they want to reduce budget. They want to make sure the right people is in the room. They want to get good resume. They want to make sure the gap experience and the requirements is a good fit. So there's the four things and how the contribution of the potential candidates to the company. Okay, so these are the few things. We have these few ideas. Now we go to our recruitment data and we can see what are the things we can analyze from it. So now I want you all to temporarily think like a boss. What does that mean? Think like a boss means you only think what and why. Do not need to think how. How to do it, we keep it aside. A lot of time when we are thinking, we will think how first. Wow, this one very difficult. I don't want to do. Bosses, usually they don't think how first. They think what and why. Okay, now I want to let you all to ingrain this in your mind. What the bosses usually think. Type in the chat. What are the things usually the bosses think in terms of approaching a situation? Okay. It's what and why. The answer I'm expecting is what and why. Thank you, JF. Yeah, cut costs. Yes. Yeah. They don't think how to cut costs. They just think, I want to cut costs. Why to cut costs? The cash flow run longer. Okay, how? We discuss later. Okay, so we want to know the what and why. So later on, when we are asking you to contribute, do not need to think how to use Excel, what formula, don't need to think, just think what and why. Okay, so if you are okay with this tip, please type okay in the chat. Later on, just for the short while, you only think what and why. Don't think other things. If you're okay, please type okay in the chat. Temporarily to force you to think like a boss. Temporarily, later on, we will find the solution later. Okay, good. So now you are ready. We are go to our file. Here. This is our file. Yes. This is the file. Okay, good question, Alex. When you think like a boss and you behave like a boss and you being like a boss, eventually you will be one. Good, good. Okay, now we have the data here. It's very simple data. We have the recruitment ID. So based on the job requires or recruitment requires, these are the ID, and these are the candidates they have received. And they have the job recruitment, job requisition date, the applicant, where they source the candidates, or they could be coming from a company website, job board, like a lot of job portal. When the applicant send in, when the company decide whether it's hire or reject, and what is the cost involved for this particular application. Even though it's got rejected, they have a cost. For example, they want to do a posting online, they need to pay money, even though it's not a good fit. So these are the things they need to encounter with. Okay, so if I scroll down, let me widen the date. Scroll down, this is for the year 2024 until the month of October. So these are the few departments. They have a different job requisition. So now all of you think like a boss. What kind of things you can get out from this set of data? Type in the chat. What kind of things you can get out from this data? Okay, the cost, very good. Very good. This is the cost. What is total cost? Okay, know the cost of hiring. Very good. What else? Think like a boss, only think what and why. Don't need to think how first, yeah? What you want to know from this set of data? Source of hire, very good. Where are the people coming? Are they coming from the website, the job, or referral? Okay, maybe going through agency. Very good. How long? Very good. You see these two. When these two combine together, we can know how long the company make decisions to hire or to reject. Okay, which platform has the higher cost? Very good. Platform and the higher cost. And the hiring department, who hire the most? Very good. Very good. What else? How many people being hired? Yes, from here, we can know how many people hired. Okay, what else? What else? Most candidate coming from which platform? Very good. So that means you want to know which platform attract more people. Very good. So you can from here. Okay. Which department high turnover? This one, it doesn't tell you. That's why very good question. When people hiring more, it could be potentially lead to two possible causes. Either they have a lot of people resign or they're expanding. Here, we have no idea. We have no idea. Okay, at least you are thinking, okay, which one has a higher turnover so that we can do something on the retention rather than keep on hiring. Okay, that's a good thing to ponder outside of this scope. Very good. What else? What else can we do? What else can we do from here? So think like a boss. Think like a boss. What else? You can see there's few things we haven't indicated. The JR date, job requisition date. What are the things we can do from here? Hey, yep. Yeah, someone say about how long being hired. It could be from a JR date, job requisition date, until the decision date. So that will know how long does it takes. Okay, good. So these are the things we have. Now go back to the context of saving money, cost saving, and also increasing revenue. Looks like here we don't have much chance to increase revenue. Let's look at the cost saving perspective only. In terms of cost saving, which one you want to know the most as a boss? You want to cost save. What are the things you want to know the most? Type in the chat. What are the things you want to know? Cost saving for the recruitment. Now you want to cost save. You want to have the What are the things you could find out from this set of data? Which source is the cheapest? Yes, very good. You want to know the cost, the source of hire. You want to know the cheapest. Okay, good. Is it the cheapest is always the better one? That will be a next question, right? The high cost platform, is it effective? Yes, we want to know the cost. Or another way, I will put it this way. I want to know which one is much more effective of hiring. Effective hiring based on the hired one and the cost. So these are things I may want to see based on the platform. Okay. What else? Which source is cheapest, whether the high cost platform is effective or not. Hiring gap. Hiring gap, very good. Hiring gap means they are not filled, not filled. That means they are not hired. I want to know the gap. Very good. So that means they have job requisition. They have not closed yet. They have not closed. How will I know? Based on the ID. Same ID need to fill with one staff. Like here, same ID. This one has not filled yet. Everything is rejected. Everything rejected for the second requisition. Yep. So this is a gap. Hiring gap. Okay, what else? So this hiring gap, may I type it here? Hiring gap. Any other things in terms of reducing the cost? As a boss, you only need to think what and why. Don't need to think so much about the how for now. Any other things to add? Calling once, calling twice, and sold. The salary package, very good, that too. And here, don't have data. They don't have data. Maybe they need to look up to their offer made. Here, don't have data. No salary package. That's a good one. That's a good one. At least you think what. You don't think how. This one don't have data. Usually, boss, you find your own data lah. Ask from payroll lah. Okay. Good. So now we are based on these two as the things we are going to co-create the dashboard together. So the first one is the, let me use a different color, the effective hiring, where they want to find those hired and their cost and which platform. So they want to know which one is that. And then second one, they want to know, based on the recruitment ID, everything, they want to know the hiring gap, which one they have not filled. So, okay, so this is the two things we have. Up to now, so far, any things you want to add or any adjustment? If you have nothing to add, please type number 0. If you have something to add, please type number 1. If nothing to add, type number 0. If something to add, please type number 1. Okay. Nothing to add. Okay, good. So over here, you can see, okay, now we temporarily pause to put aside of the thinking of by a boss, to put it aside first. So boss give us this request or the direction. Boss want to know which platform is the best hiring way. And then boss want to know the hiring gap, which department or which recruitment has not been filled. So these are the two things we want to have. Effective hiring based on the cost and based on the source and also the hiring gap. Okay, so now up to now, you can see what we have gone through is we have gone through something called co-creation. We are learning the whole thing together. I'm learning something new from you. At the same time, you learn something new from me. So we are co-create this one together. We're going to create a report based on this one, and we want to do some formulas here. Want to know how many of you know how to use pivot table? If you do, please type number 1. If you know how to use pivot table, yeah, pivot table is something like this one. If you do, type number 1. If you don't, type number 0. If you do how to use this one, type number 1. If you do not know, type number 0. Very good. Over here, we are going to turn this one into an Excel table before creating a pivot table. So this is a tips, yeah. Tips to make it scalable. Scalable means whenever we have new column, new data, we don't need to change the source. So prior pivot table, we insert an Excel table first. And this is only one-time job. Okay. So we are going to insert an Excel table first. How to insert an Excel table? So let's do this together. So you are going to have your Excel file working together, yeah? So for those of you are only single screen, you may want to switch between this one and the Zoom, or you want to align them side by side. So I have it here. Select one of the cell within the data. Don't need to select all, only select one of the cells. You go to Insert Table. So this button, Table. Or you could use the keyboard shortcut Control T. Control T. Click on this. And you'll notice the whole thing automatically selected for you. And it says my first row, my table has headers. Headers means the very first row here. And after that, click OK. Or you could press Enter. And if you're able to follow up to this step, please type number 2 in the chat. Type number 2 in the chat if you're able to follow up to this one. And for your information, up to this one, we are going to be focused. And if you miss any step, it's not easy for me to repeat, yeah? So if you miss any step, you could watch the recording later. So after we have done the inserting a table, immediately go to the top. There's something called table name. Currently, it says table 1. Table 1, table 2, table 3 is not descriptive enough. So we want to make the thing much more descriptive. We want to rename it. So my recommendation is we start the table name with the word of table. So this is about recruitment data, and we only have one data here. So I want to use table data. Change the name to table data. The first word is called table. Whenever possible, later on, I will explain this one, yeah, why we do this one. Table data. Use uppercase, lowercase to make it easy to read. No spaces in between them. After you have done, press Enter. After you're done, press Enter. If you're able to rename the table name, please type number 3 in the chat. Type number 3 in the chat if you're able to rename your table. Good. Thank you. So we have rename the table. And the next one we are going to do is we want to insert a pivot table. Let me scroll back. I see all of you know how to use pivot table based on the response you have typed. So now I want to create a pivot table where I want to know the total cost, where you want to break down by the source, and I want to know the decisions at the same time. So these are the 3 things we want to do it. Let's do this together. Click one of click one of the cell within the table. Then we go to insert pivot table. And you notice the name here, it goes by the table name. It doesn't go by the range. So that means in the future, I adjust the table, the pivot table source will automatically update it without having us manually adjust it. So after that, we can press Enter or click OK. And you will notice something like this appears on your screen with the pivot table. And if you're able to follow up to this one, please type number 4 in the chat. Type number 4 in the chat once you're able to follow up to this one. Okay, good. Wait a minute. For those of you who are following along, I want to know what is your Excel version? Is it 365, 2021, 2019? What's your Excel version? What is your Excel version? Okay. Okay, there is something asked me how to rename. Inside the table, go to table design. Table design, that's a table name. What is your Excel version? Yeah, type in the chat. 2019. You can't find the table design because you haven't created a table. Okay, watch a recording if you want to. So I just need to continue. I need to press on. Yeah, you just need to insert table and rename table. Okay, good. And sometimes you could just screenshot and send it in the chat, and someone in the room, they might able to assist you. So I need to continue. Yeah. Okay, so you are using 2019 365. What else? What is your Excel version? Type in the chat because I want to know your Excel version. I may add on something differently. Type in the chat. What is the Excel version? We have 2019. The smallest one we have. Okay, the earliest one we have 2019. So the rest, they are okay. Can. Okay, so I want to do something differently. 365, 2019, the rest are okay. So just on the pivot table, we don't want to use this one. We remove this one, delete. The sheet one, right click, delete. We use another one. I'm going to introduce something called a power pivot in the simplest way. So we delete. Okay, delete. So we go back to data here. Go back to data. Insert pivot table, something similar like just now. The only difference is you want to click on this part. Click on this part. For the newer version, you are able to see this one. Later on, I will explain why we want to have something like this one. Later on, I will explain. Add this data to a data model. And then click OK. And you will load the data model. Then you will create a pivot table. Something similar like this, like that pivot table just now. If you're able to get up to this one, please type number 5. Type number 5 if you're able to follow up to this one. How do you know you are on the right track? On the top, you will see active and all. So that means you're on the right track. Okay, go back to the question just now. Boss want to know the cost of the recruitment by the platform and also by the decisions, whether they got hired or whether they got rejected. So now we go scroll down, there's a cost, click on the cost. So this is a total cost. And scroll up, there is something called decision, add the decisions. And we want to add something called the source of hire. Source of hire. You will get something like this. I have the decisions, I have the source of hire, and also the cost in the sum. If you're able to get this one, please type number 6 in the chat. Okay. Good. So now we have this one, and you can see we have a data where the success hire, these are the person, the rejected one, because of the job board at the posting, it takes money. Each posting, whether we hire or we don't hire, we need to pay the money. So these are the two things we have. And over here, rather than seeing the things like this one, we want to show, maybe I want to move the decisions, go to the columns, move the decision, go to columns, so we are able to see them in this way. So I just move the decisions towards the columns, And I want to create a simple visual to show these two things. Prior to that, I want to format the number here. Currently, the number is not in the good way. It's not in an easier to understand way. So that means I want to have a comma to show as 1,000 separator. So for those of you, you have used pivot table before. Please teach me how to do this. Okay. I want to have some interaction. Please teach me how to do this. Okay. Yes. Right click on this one. There's something called value field settings, or you could go to number format. Very good. Thank you, Balan. Right click, go to number format, or go to value field settings. I prefer go to number format because it is direct, a little bit lesser click. Number format. Inside number format, I go to number. Use 1,000 separator without decimal. Okay, let me zoom in. Number. 0 decimal. And use 1,000 separator. After that, okay. And if you're able to get the formatting done, please type number 7 in the chat. Type number 7 once you're able to get the formatting done. Good. So over here, I want to have a simple way to present it visually. So I want to create a chart. I create a column chart. I go to insert. Let's create a chart together, yeah? Insert. There is something called column chart. I use 2D cluster column. Just create a column chart. Click on this. If you're able to create a column chart, please type number 8. Number 8, once you're able to get this thing. Okay, number 8. Yeah, just go to insert, column chart here. Okay, why suddenly have a chart after I make table? I have no idea what's happening on your side. What do you mean by suddenly you have a chart? Sometimes when you are inserting pivot table, you are inserting, no, it doesn't have something. Or you can create recommendation. Nothing here. I have no idea. What do you mean? Want to share your screen? Suddenly I have a chart. What do you mean suddenly? Auto have chart. Could you share your screen if you're okay? Make sure you have no other working file behind the scenes, yeah? You might want to hide them first. Auto have chart. You must press something. Okay, maybe that's a good thing to have. Okay, we continue first. I continue first. Okay, back to here. We have the chart. If I'm able to get the chart, please type number 8 on the chat. Thank you, JF, for responding. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Shirley, HC, Lim Shu Yin. Okay, Christine. Okay, good. We are going to do some formatting on the chart here. On the top, you will see everything has the button. So all these buttons are not usable, it's not so friendly. I want to hide all the buttons. Right click one of the buttons and choose hide all few buttons on chart. Hide all few buttons on chart. Click on this and all the buttons disappears. If you're able to hide the buttons, please type number 9. Type number 9 if you're able to hide all the buttons. And I want to do some formatting. So this is okay. And later on, we will have another way to experiment, yeah. We have a higher rejected. I just want to have a simple title. On the upper right corner, there's a plus sign. Click on the plus sign. We want to add the chart title. Add the chart title. So over here, we want to show the cost per recruitment cost. Recruitment cost by sources. Recruitment cost by sources. Something like this. If you have a different name or sometimes you may have a better name later on, you could adjust later, yeah. So now you just let it be. If you are able to get the chart title and rename it, please type number 2. Type number 2 after you are able to have the chart title and the name. Okay, so this is done. And you could see this the chart is quite a simple one. And I want to have some thought process with all of you. So we want to show this one to the bosses with the intention of what? Because we want to think like a boss, now we temporarily switch towards 3E framework. The end result, we want to show boss whether is it the reducing cost or is increasing the revenue. So this one is more on the reducing cost. So what we want the boss to see from here, type in the chat. So what we want the boss to see, temporarily, we temporarily put it away how to do this one. And now we want to decide what we want to let the boss to see from here. Is it saying like, okay, the agency is costing a lot. What else? What else we want to see the highest cost? Okay, highest cost, highest total cost, or highest cost that has a success hire. Because agency, usually they only charge when they successfully hired. Okay, agency is the highest one. What else? Do you want to see the rejection cost? Okay, yeah, rejection cost. Only one has it. Okay, what else? Any other things? What kind of decisions we can come up from here? Just a simple chart like this one. What kind of interpretation we could come up from here? No right, no wrong, Okay. I want to know the cheapest. How do you know that? Okay. Cheapest hire. Cheapest hire as per now is the company website. The cheapest one. Okay, what else? We can come up from here. The highest, the most expensive one, expensive equals to agency. Okay, what else? What else we can get it from here? Number of resources, number of hire, okay. Number of resources. Resources means the sources, right? Number of sources, okay. And number of hired. Yes, over here, we only know each one of them. We have no idea the cost per hire. That means cost per hire. We want to know the cost per hire. What else? The average cost, yeah, the cost per hire. That's the average. What else? Give me one more from this one. Any other thing? Perhaps they want to know the total cost. So this one thing they could see. Over here, I can't see the total, but I can see from here, total cost. So in short, these are the few things they can understand from here. So now we know the cheapest, based on this one, we know the company website is the lowest. The most expensive is agency. The number of sources here, the company has 4. The cost per hire, this one we don't have it. And rejection rate by source. Okay, very good. So later on we can have something called rejection rate, yeah? Okay, maybe before I forget, I type it here. Type it here. Okay, I create a new worksheet called rejection rate. So that means which one is much more effective. Over here, I know this one currently is only showing the success and the rejected one. Maybe over here, I want to know the recruitment cost per hire rather than go by the sources. Go by the sources, I could know everything. That would be good. But towards the management, they want to see things a bit differently. So now we have this one. So this is a total cost. Maybe I adjust this one a little bit. That means total cost by sources. Okay. So I can see this one is the total cost. I rename the worksheet. I name total cost. Okay, I change the name called total cost. So I let it be as a total cost. And I want to get the thing sorted from the largest to smallest. Go over here for the grand total. Right click, sort from the largest to smallest. So you can see everything got changed. So there are 3 things I have adjusted. The title, the worksheet name, and this one I want to sort Z to A. So that means from the largest to smallest. If you are able to get all these things done, 1, 2, 3, please type number 3 in the chat. So we have this thing done. The cosmetic part later. So you want to get this thing out first. Sort it, sort by the grand total, the title, and the worksheet name. Type number 3, if you are able to follow up to this one, very good. So we have this one ready. The next one is I want to know the rejection rate. Rejection rate by the sources or the success rate by the sources. So this is the total cost, everything done. And whenever we are creating a pivot table, we don't need to redo again when we have done something similar. Rather than having us to recreate a worksheet called rejection rate, I want to duplicate this worksheet. There are a few ways to duplicate the worksheet. The common way people use is right-click, move or copy, and choose the place and create a copy and click OK. So this is one way. Still get the job done. So I want to show you a different way of working, slightly faster, yeah. On this worksheet, you want to hold down your control key and drag it to the right side. And then let go. Holding control and click on this one, drag towards the right side and let go. So this is a little bit faster way of cloning or duplicating the worksheet where it has all the pivot table and the chart ready so that we do not need to recreate again. So I do it demonstration, drag it towards right side while holding control key and let go of the mouse and ta-da, job done. If you're able to clone this worksheet, please type number 4 in the chat. Clone this worksheet. Very good. After you clone the worksheet, I want to change the name. So this is called rejection rate. Rejection rate. Currently, we have the hire and reject. We want to know which one has more acceptance. We have the total here. Total here. Instead of showing sum, I want to show count because each line is one applicant. Each line is one applicant. Right-click one of the numbers. Let me zoom in a little bit. Right-click one of the numbers. And summarize values by count. Summarize values by count. And you will get all these things ready. If you are able to change the aggregation, summarize value by count, please type number 5. Kind number 5, if I'm able to change it to count. Okay, very good. After you change it to count, I want to know in terms of the percentage, not the absolute number. I want to show percentage. When we show in percentage, we will know which one is much more effective. So we want to have the percentage based on individual sources. So that means I want you, the percentage is go by individual row. So that means I want to base on the row total to calculate the percentage. Right click one of the numbers again. We go to show values as percent of row total. Percent of row total, line by line. Percent of row total. Click and you can see everything changes. If you're able to change it to percent of row total, please type number 6 in the chat. Very good. So now we have this, and we want to do some small adjustment. Rather than having everything go by the column, that will be much more meaningful visually. We're able to see them like this bar. They have something like this one, maybe different source. We have a different shaded area like this one. So this one is called stack. It's called stack. Either bar or column. Vertical means bar, vertical means column, horizontal means bar. So I want to have a different view. I want to change the chart type to horizontal stack bar. So we go and click on the chart, click on the chart. While it's on the chart, you go to design. You go to design on the top. There is a button called change chart type. Change chart type. If you are unable to find this one or another way, you could just right click on the chart. Right click on the chart. There is a button called change chart type here. It's to work, right click on the chart, change chart type. In the change chart type, we go to bar and we use 100%. Either stack or 100% is the same result. Okay, I use 100%, that will be easier. Change it to bar, make it as 100% stack, like this one. After that, click OK. If you're able to get the result, please type number 7 in the chat. Type number 7 in the chat once you're able to get the result. Okay. Good. Let me change it. And ta-da! It is a little bit different now. Here, I have the higher and rejected. And I want to having a small conversation with all of you. If you are the boss, now temporarily put on the boss thinking hat. Now you are the boss. What are the things for this chart could improve to make it easier to understand? Maybe you could say, what are the things you don't like? Sometimes we are not quite sure what to say. What are the things you don't like? Okay, type in the chat about this chart. Apply labels. Very good. Thank you, Balan. See, you are very good with the visualization. So instead of having everything, can have a label. Maybe this is about 15%. So this is about 85%, like this one. So the label. Okay, what else? Any other things to make it different? Let me give you a hint now. This one. Is it correct based on this one for this chart? Yeah, it's not correct. It's not correct. Okay, so this is something you could consider. Another things you could consider is you can see the width for the bar is not in sequence. So for reading these kind of things, it's not easy. So that'll be good. We can get the things sorted as well. Maybe from the largest to smallest, smallest to largest, whichever comfortable. Later on, we can experiment. So there are three things we have identified. We want to add a label. We want to have change the chart title, and we also want to get the things sorted based on the highest success rate for the hiring. So let's go here. So I want to have, rather than go for total cost, I want to go for higher success hiring rate by sources. Okay. I change the title. If you're able to change the title, please type number 8. Next one is I want to have the label. I want to have the label for the success rate. Click one of the columns for the hired. Right click and choose add data labels. Choose add data labels. And you can see the numbers is within the box. It's not so visible. Not so visible. Click again and you will see the numbers inside is highlighted. There is a moment I want to use a lighter color for the text. It's white color. So it's much more visible. Add data label and also change the color. If I'm able to get this one, please type number 9. Yeah, right click and add data labels. Let me redo this one again. Okay, over here, right click, add data labels. After that, click on the labels inside and you will see everything is highlighted and change the color to white. So this is how to do it. Good. The next thing is we want to have the rejected one. Click on the orange on my screen. Orange, yours may be a little bit different, yeah. On the right side, right click, add data labels, and you can see the things appears. If I'm able to add the data labels for both sides, please type number 2 in the chat. If I'm able to add the data labels on the both sides, please type number 2 in the chat. Okay. Good. Now, small adjustment. This is small fine-tuning. I want to get the things sorted based on the highest success rate. Go to the higher, right click, sort, smallest to largest. Click E. This is a little bit weird. Because it's sort based on the number, it doesn't sort by the percentage. So over here, you will notice it's not really sorted because the underlying number is not go by percentage. So what we could do, we manually sort it. Here, look at the referral is the highest. Referral. Then go by agency. To do the manual sorting, click on the label and use your mouse going towards the edge and you will see the mouse pointer changing to 4 arrows. That's the moment you could drag and do manual sorting. Yeah, so this is how we can adjust it. So you can see it go from the largest to smallest. Because we can't sort it here, because the underlying number is not there. Okay, I just done the sorting manually. Small tweaking here. And if I'm able to get this result, please type number 3. Manually drag the label. Okay, let me do this again. Yeah, let me do this again. Let me undo. Okay, just now it was here. It was here. Click on the agency because you can see the sequence is in reverse. So referral, this is on the last part. So it appears on the top. So that means I want to have the next one to be agency, So that means I want you to move the agency, go down. Click on the agency, go towards the edge, and you will see the mouse pointer turn to 4 arrows. So that's the moment you drag it down and let go. So you can see you get the thing sorted. Another way is, you go to job board here, job board, you type the word agency. When you press enter, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Previously it works, so it doesn't work. My bad. So I need to manually move it here. Yeah, manually move it. If I'm able to resequence them in this way, please type number 3 in the chat. If I'm able to resequence this one. Okay, good. After this, and I want to do another minor tweak. You can see a number, they are not consistently on one side. If I read, the number here is over here, the number is here. It's not easy for reading and also not quick for scanning. That will be good. We can have all the numbers on one side, like over here, one on the other side. So we want to do some formatting on the data labels. Click on the numbers. Click on the numbers. We want to go for formatting. In Excel, the formatting is, we can use one keyboard shortcut, Control number 1. You can use the same shortcut key for format cells, format charts, format shapes, and also format pictures. Everything use the same shortcut key, Control number 1. So now you click on the data labels, make sure everything is highlighted, and press Control number 1. Control number 1, it will show something on the right side called Format Data Labels. Scroll down and put as an inside N. Yeah, inside N. You can see everything is go to inside N. If I'm able to get this one, please type number 4. Type number 4 if you're able to get this. Very good. Thank you, JF. And the next one is, I want to make it is inside B, inside N. Okay? Inside N. Then the color is not so visible. Maybe I want to make it as a lighter color as well. Okay. So I have done these two. If I'm able to get these two things done, please type number 5. The formatting, there are a lot more things. So I just want to keep it simple first. So this is a success hiring rate. Looks like the referral has the highest success rate compared to the rest. Okay. Is that correct? Higher, yep. Agency, let me double check. Agency shouldn't have anything, but why this rejected? Let me check this number. Something not so right. Agency has 14 rejected. Let's check the data. Do I have the agency? Yes, there are some rejection here as well. Okay, that's correct. Yeah. Yeah, because agency, when we reject them, we don't pay them. Okay, so now we have all these things done. So this is the hiring rate. So we have the total cost, we have all these things. So we have these two charts. Now let's look at the total cost. Is this chart presentable? Let's look at the total cost. Is this chart presentable? Yes or no? Let me know in the chat. Honest feedback. Is it presentable? Okay. See, no one is responding. Looks like maybe you are a little bit occupied. It's okay. So I will just continue sharing. Over here, looks like it's not so presentable. There are a few ways we could improve the chart. First, I want to have the data label on the top. And so that is easier to read because the chart is not many. So it's still able to read it. So you can see the number. So to do so, while the chart is here, I could click on the plus sign and add the data labels. And you notice all the data labels appears on the top and it's very cramped and it's not easy to read. To make the number a little bit simplified, rather than showing 34,700, we could simplify the number to 34.7K. So I want to show in this way. So now I go to one of the cells inside the total cost, right click, format cells. Inside format cells, I go to custom. In the custom, I use this format 0.0, comma, space, double quote K, double quote. And I do not want to show the zero. I don't want to show a zero. So I will double quote, double quote. So that means it will hide the zero as well as a negative number. Once I have this formatting ready, you can see the sample changes as well. So once we have done, then click OK. You can see all the number. I might mistake. I should go to number format, not format cells. I should go to number format and use this one. Okay, everything changes. So we have this thing done. The next thing is I want to make the thing easier to read and simplifying certain things. The legend over here is a little bit occupying some space. I may want to place it on the top. And the number here is redundant. So I will remove this part. So I click over here, delete. While this one is here, I will just go to a plus sign. There is something called legends. I want to place it on the top. The grid lines, I don't need. I could remove it. And I want to make the column, this is a bit narrow. I want to make it broader because it has a lot of space to use. So I could click one of the columns, control number 1, and go to get width and type 50, enter. So this one changes. And you will see there's something called series overlap. Series overlap is mean this part. That series overlap. It uses negative so that it has small gap in between them. And if you want to make them closer, so I want to make the series overlap to make it 0. So it's closer side by side. So it's much more easier to read. So by having this kind of small adjustment, the whole appearance changes. So this is the quick thing I could do it over here. So I just want to know how many of you still following, practicing. If you do, please type number 1. If you do not, just don't type anything. Because well, I see no people responding, so therefore I went a little bit faster. Okay, still following. Okay. So far, okay up to now? Can? Okay. No problem. Okay. So we have these two. Ready. Sometimes when we are talking about the cost, boss want to see the overall cost. They want to see the big picture. What's total cost we have spent on the recruitment? So we want to create another one just for the overall. So we have total cost, we have a rejection or the success high rate. Over here, I could also do some changes as well. On the rejection here, I want to make the legend appears on the top. And I also want to make the column width a little bit smaller, make it 50%, so that the whole thing is a little bit wider. And the percentage here is not necessary though. I could just remove it by leaving the grid lines behind. So small adjustment. So now I'm going to create a grand total for all. Grand total for all. Instead of duplicating the worksheet for the pivot table, I go back to data. So this one we do it together a little bit faster. I go to insert, pivot table, and click OK. Once I click OK, over here, I want to let the management knows the big picture about the total cost, number of applicants, and also number of job requisition. So these are the big picture I want to let the management knows. So I want to know the, I add the recruitment ID to the values, applicant ID to the values, and also the cost towards the values. So just to make sure you have all these three things done, recruitment, applicant ID, and also the cost. If I'm able to get this one, please type number 2. I just want to make sure you're able to get this thing. Good. Over here, you could see the recruitment ID is users count. Look at our data. Look at our data. There are some redundant recruitment ID because it has multiple applicants. If I count in this way, it's not accurate. So I cannot use count. Because just now we have used something called data model. We could have something called distinct count. Go to the count recruitment ID. Right click on the number 100 and choose summarize values by, and go to more options and choose, where's the distinct count? A count number. Is it count number? Nope, it's not count number. It should have a distinct count. Oh, yes, I know. Yeah, not a power pivot. Yes, you're right. My bad. When I go to insert pivot table, let me remove this one and undo. Go to pivot table. I forgot to have this thing. I've forgotten. See? So that's a learning experience for me. Thank you, Button, for correcting me. So that's a redo it just now. Create a pivot table, add this data to the data model. Click OK. Then redo the recruitment ID, applicant ID, and also the total cost. After this is done, right-click on the count of recruitment ID, summarize values by distinct count. Distinct count. So we have 33 unique job requisition. And meanwhile, for the sum, yeah, I have shared my screen. You may change to a different screen. Yeah, there's a 2 tab inside Zoom. Another one is the applicant ID. Rather than using sum, I right-click summarize values by count. So we have 100 applicants and we have 33 unique job requisition. And the total cost is this number. Let me do the formatting. Use thousand separator without decimal. Okay. So these are the 3 things I have done. So let me type it on the screen. The first one, I make it as distinct count. And the next one, I make it as count. And the next one, I go to number format. And for the number format, I use 0 decimal places and also use 1000 separator. So this is what we have. If I'm able to get this result, please type number 3 in the chat. Okay. And this is the overall. So rather than having the sheet number 7, I call it as overall. So this overall about everything about the recruitment. Overall. Okay, double click on the sheet and change it to overall. Got it? So now we have these 3 things ready. I have the total cost, the rejection rate, and also the overall. So we have multiple pages. And instead of having multiple pages, I want to combine them to become a dashboard. So you go to the worksheet called dashboard. There's a worksheet called dashboard. And you notice all the columns is narrowed. The purpose of having the column narrower is much more easier for us to see. Okay, let's see. Yep, over here. So it's also easier for us to do alignment. So I want to select some cells here. I want to select some cells and I want to merge and center. The purpose of having something like this one so that I can have a larger box as the title. Merge and center. So this is the overall. I want to know the total job requisition, JR, just for short form. Total job requisition. Up to you to decide you want to bigger or smaller. And I want to make it align to middle, make the whole thing larger. After that, copy and paste it to the side. The next one is the total applicant. Total application. Okay, I just type application. Then copy and paste. The next one is the cost. So I have total JR, application, and cost. So these are the 3 titles. And if you're able to get these 3 titles, please type number 4 in the chat. Thank you, Shirley. After I've done, this is the first part, and the bottom is I want to show the number. Control C from the top and go down and Control V. And remove whatever thing you have inside. For the total JR, click inside here. We do not type the number here. We refer to the pivot table inside the overall. Type equal, then go to the overall. And this is the distinct count of recruitment ID. Enter. So you will see number 33. Do the same for the application. Equal, go to the overall and click on the count of applicant ID. Enter. Lastly is the cost. Equal, go to the overall and click on the sum of the cost and enter. So these are the 3 things we have done. And to make the thing much more appealing, I want to use some color. The color I'm going to use is a little bit harmonious. Harmonious means I want to use a darker color on the top and use a lighter color at the bottom. So I want to use the same tone, same color, but different tone. Over here, I want to choose, I have no specific preference here. You could change to something that you prefer. So I have used, when I use dark green, I use light green on the other side. Dark blue, light blue, orange, or this is some people, they call it gold. Yeah. On the top, the text, I make it as a lighter color. So on the top is done, at the bottom is done. So at least easy lah. Okay. So after this is done, The next thing is I want to have the total cost and also this chart to be placed inside the dashboard. So I go back to total cost, click on this chart, copy, go to, maybe I don't want to confuse myself, I will just cut the whole thing, go to dashboard, click on the blank area and paste it. Okay, so this first part. And next one is go to the rejection rate, click on this one, Control X, and go back to dashboard and click on the blank area and paste it. If you are able to get these two charts, go to the dashboard, please type number 5. If you are able to move these two charts to the dashboard, please type number 5. I'm going to show you how to do the alignment. To do the alignment, I want to align to the grid line. That means you at the back, you can see there's a lot of small boxes with the lines. So those are the lines we want to align. To do alignment for the chart, we want to hold down the alternate key while we are moving or resizing. Okay. Yeah, I have shared my screen. Yeah, CH, there are two screens on the top of your Zoom. One is called meeting, one is called share screen. Click on the share screen. Let me do this, yeah? Okay, go over here. I want to resize this part. I hold down the alternate key and resize it. Maybe I want to make it shorter. This one, move it down and resize it. Okay, so I have resized these two. Yep. And just curious, how many of you are able to see my share screen? If you do, please type number 1. If you don't, please type number 0. Yeah, everyone can see the share screen. Okay, okay. So now we continue, yeah? I see the time is running out, so I'm a bit kanchong. Okay, I have resized the two charts. Everything here ready. Yep, almost done, almost done. If you're able to follow up to this one, please type number 4. If you're able to get up to this one, please type number 4. Good. It was a bit faster. Because there's no response, I'm not sure whether am I on the right pace. Good, so this is done. We have got the whole thing, and this is a chart. And now we go back to the very beginning, how the HR, in terms of communicating their message or their work or their performance, productivity to the business side or the management side using two perspectives. Either they want to increase revenue or they want to reduce cost. Over here, it's pretty much about the costing. We can see the total job requisition, 33, and they are really working. You can see they are getting 100 applications. So that means about each job requisition, they will get about 3 or more about the applicant. So from that, the total cost is 58,000. Of course, there are a few unanswered questions. Some of you may be thinking, how about the cost per hire, cost per not success hire? How about the turnaround time? How about the job they are not filled? There are a lot of things we could add on. At least from here, you can see we are slowly forming some result or some ideas we are able to present to the business or to the management, the works done behind the scenes. If I scroll down further, so let me zoom in a little bit. If I scroll down further, this is, I could say, hey, boss, look at this one. Agency has the highest cost amongst all. Meanwhile, the company website is the lowest cost amongst all. Expensive, not necessarily saying they are good. It could be they are not so good. So if I want to understand this one, the effectiveness, I go to next part. which is the higher rate. Hey, boss, look at this one. Agency, even though the cost is very high, but their success rate is almost equivalent to the referral. So company, boss, why not? Rather than spend the money to pay the agency, we could maybe pay some token of recognition to the referral that we successfully hired to our internal staff. It's a win-win situation for our staff. They are more than happy to recommend their good contacts, their good friends, or their classmates. Maybe they are studying. So there'll be a good referral. That's something you may want to consider. Meanwhile, for the referral, you can see it's only 4,000. So that means you want to hire more with a higher quality. The referral is something we could consider. Look at this one. So we are able to use this one to communicate the message about the recruitment slightly differently. So far, so that will be a quick wrap up of up to this one. I want to know any pending question that you may have. Any pending questions? Yes or no? Just type in the chat. If you have any question, type yes. If you have no question, type no. I just want to get some response. If let's say online without getting response, I have no idea what's happening on your side. Yeah, so far okay. Thank you. They're very clear. Good, good, good. So now come towards the end, because the purpose of this session is we want to use the dashboard to bridge the communication between the HR and the business management. So by having a small example just now, you can see the possibilities there. So there's one question. Would it be possible? Yes, the recording will be available later. Okay, thank you, Chloe, for asking. So now I want you to type in the chat, what is a learning, the biggest learning you have gotten up to just now? Please type in the chat. You have covered a lot. So now I need you to type it so that there is something for you to carry forward after this session. Type in the chat, what is the one biggest learning? How to think like a boss. Yes, thank you, Bibi. I like that. How to think like a boss. Boss mindset. Yes, I like that one, Chloe. What's the one thing what's your biggest learning? What's your one biggest learning? Flow of the dashboard. Thank you, Jason. Analysis the chart. Very good. We can use the chart to come out certain things. The chart. Very good. Create dashboard to communicate info and data. Thank you, Bibli. And Christine, the pivot table. Very good. Yeah, just now I didn't cover much about pivot table. I went a little bit faster because based on response, many of you quite comfortable with pivot table. What else? What is one biggest learning you have gotten today? Okay, Sophia, how to bring proposal in a good manner, less management to things since the data being communicated effectively. Very good. Yong Chu Jin says, present the dashboard in a way that is convenient and easy for reader to understand. Very good. So you can see the possibility just by having dashboard, we are able to communicate much more effectively. Don't need to say, just see the number. Okay, this is my way. Okay. Drama. Okay, so this one we have done, and let's just okay. There's one more thing I want to share with you. Some people, they have this belief, or maybe they have this experience. Hey, I spend so much time to come out the dashboard, all these things. If next month I have new recruitment data, do I need to redo again? They have this fear. Just curious, how many of you have this kind of fear? I spend so much time to do the chart, all the alignment, the color, everything nicely done, everything perfect. And whenever there's new data, I have a fear, do I need to redo again? How many of you have this fear? If you do, please type number 1. If you don't, type number 0. If this kind of fear, yeah, redo. Wow, there's a lot of work, huh? Yeah, how to automate? Yes. Don't need to automate one. It's just a different way of working in Excel. Yes, thank you for responding. Yeah, sometimes we have no idea this is possible and people not willing to invest time to create a report or continuously improve the report, particularly on the chart. Because the work requires to come out a chart is much more higher compared to others report format. So now we go back to the file just now. Let me demonstrate to you, yeah. Let me demonstrate. We have done everything up to just now. We have done. And whenever there's new data coming in, we do not need to redo the whole thing again. So let me zoom out. So currently I have 33 job requisition, 100 applicant. The cost is 58,000. When I go to a data worksheet, I go towards the end. I just copy some data here, temporary, copy some data, and go towards the end of the table and just paste it. Purposely make sure it's the same thing. I just want to see. I want to make some changes here. Maybe will be A1. Okay. Get the number down and also get the number down here. Okay. And the cost, I want to purposely inflate the cost, make it everything's 5,000. Everything 5,000. So these are the new record I've added. There are new 9 records with a different ID. And the applicant also different ID. All the cost is 5,000 each. When I go back to my dashboard, I don't see any updates here because we need to refresh. Yes, you are right. We need to refresh. We go to data. We go to data. There's a button called refresh all. Click refresh all, wait for a while, and ta-da! Everything's updated. And some of you may have the question, why? Why this works? Because before we create pivot table, we have insert Excel table. Only then we create pivot table. A lot of time people use pivot table. The words is not easy to reuse because they miss the very first step. Very first step. So this is very, very powerful. Just now, I did not explain why we start the table name with the word table. In the future session, do come back. I have more and more this kind of session. I will share whenever possible. So this is the reason why it works. Imagine your works could be done so much easier. How will you feel? Just curious. Type in the chat. How will you feel? Your job is only update the data and refresh. How would you feel? Just curious, huh? How will you feel? Yeah, type in the chat. I'm just curious. No feeling. No one typing. Okay, some of you may find, feeling happy, can feel that's excited. And some of you may feel, there is a hope in my work. Previously, hopeless. Now I can see the hope. Yes, I like that one, Jason. More time to innovate other job area. Save time. Yes. And make the thing easy, no extra work. Very good, very good. So these are the things we have learned up to just now. So that is we have achieved our objective. So I want to invite you to type in the chat, what's the one thing you like the most about this session today? Type in the chat, what's the one thing you like the most? Refresh, yes. So refresh. Table data, very good. What's the one thing you like the most? Dashboard for data collection. Good, thank you. present data, and how to change the format. Yes, I have covered that. You can refer to the recording. Yes. Changing the 1,000 to 1K. Yes. Okay. Yeah, there's a replay. Do you like there's a replay and recording? Good, good, good. Okay. So we have done the sharing and learning. It's very hands-on. And if you are HR and you find this kind of learning beneficial to you, so I have a small announcement to make later. For those of you, you find this beneficial, you want to find out what is that announcement, please stay back. If you find something is just enough for you, you want to move on, perfectly okay. Perfectly okay, yeah? Okay, and yeah, that's one thing. I get a private message from my colleague. I want to have a group photo before we move on, yeah? A group photo. Yeah, please turn on your camera if you are not shy. Just to let you know, in Zoom, we are able to use Zoom to make up for us. You can change the lipstick, different color one. Later on, you can test it out. You have a different lipstick color. Very interesting. Yeah, turn on your camera. Yes. We are going to take photo. Photo. More and more people, you are getting your camera ready. Okay. So we are going to take photo in 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now for those of you who have turned on your camera, look at your camera lens, not your monitor. Look at your camera lens and hold your smile. On my screen, I have two screens and smile. Okay, so this is the first screen. Let me paste it. And the second screen. Got it. Okay, second screen. Good. Okay, so I'm going to make an announcement for those of you want to know how you're able to learn more about this kind of dashboard, this particularly about the HR context. So the next announcement is this. I have an upcoming workshop. Yeah, that's Excel for HR. That's a workshop we have, and this one is scheduled on this May 18, 19, Monday and Tuesday. For those of you who are traveling from over different states, you can have a weekend here, then before you come into this workshop. So it's 9 to 5, is in one of the hotels in KL. And this one, let's go here. Yeah, some of you may have seen this, and now is a good time to see this one. Okay, good. And this learning is very practical, very hands-on. It's going to let the participant to think like a boss and how to turn the data into something and eventually present the whole story. So rather than having me to say the whole thing, why not we invite the past participants to share what they have learned from this session. So yeah, this is the video. I feel just a magical moment for the participant. They are really transformed from someone they are not so comfortable with data and story. Now at the end, really can see the difference, right?
Indeed. For me, I personally learned a lot about pivot table, Power Query, how to streamline our data and then turn it to a dashboard myself from Sifu himself. And of course, more importantly, the last part of the second day where we allow all the participants to actually do it themselves, do the data, the dashboard, the presentation, the storytelling.
I learned a lot from how I present myself to my boss with the data in my hand, as well as to improvise the visuals, all the technical skills of it.
What I like about this course is we can learn about Power Query.
I actually love about the dashboard, the HR dashboard. They are very powerful.
I like how the data, when it transforms into dashboard, is very wonderful and very powerful. We can also learn how to tell story about the dashboard from the dashboard itself. What I like the most about this training is the trainer lah. They are very experienced in their background. It's also a customized training. So that is what I like about this training.
Some of them also will tell us that this is a very special training because this training we also give everyone a copy of our book Excel for HR.
Yes.
Wow. So we want to see you in our next cohort.
Yeah.
All right, join us for our next Excel for HR training.
Yes.
All right, see you.
See you.
Excel for
Thank you, Darren, and thank you the past participants for their sharing. So these are the benefits they could gain from, you could gain from the workshop itself. So that at the very beginning, you want to make sure everything, whatever you are going to communicate is aligned towards the business. Just now I mentioned about the 3 framework, this extracted from that training. And how you're able to present it in a dashboard way, the thinking process, how to structure it inside Excel, and using a storytelling format, ABT, and craft your story, narrative, and ultimately present it. Maybe in your work, you don't have a chance to present it. So in the learning, in the workshop, you have a chance to present, and then you get the feedback from all of us here. So for this training, it's going to happen in the 18-19 May 2026, Monday, Tuesday. So it's 9 to 5. For this training, usually is in a venue in KL Hotel. If you are coming from outstation, we are able to arrange the hotel for you. And yep, there are some promo available here. Usually this kind of fee is about 5,000 because it's very hands-on and you get the book and you can have a question. If you have some question to ask, you can bring your own question directly to us. And now it's a special rate, is 3,000 inclusive of SST. So if you want to have no more details and how to register, reach out to Wendy. And this is the email. Take a screenshot about this one, and then you are able to reach out to us. Yep, so this is a small announcement I made. I hope this one is really benefiting to all of you here, especially HR. They are doing a lot of hard work behind the scenes. Now is a time for them to really, really shine just by using the data. Okay, so now if you have any question, feel free to ask in the chat. Let's see. I see there's a private message. The question is asked, where is the venue? The venue is at the commune living, Cheras KL, next to Taman Tasik Permaisuri. It's very nice view. The next one is hotel. And if you are here, you could stay, then you can just go out for some exercise. Very interesting, your private message me one. The next one is, I'm using computer in office. My laptop version Excel, I have no idea. Okay, if you are using laptop, you bring your own laptop, as long as in Excel, whether ideally will be 2016 and above. Ideally, minimum 2016. If you have 365, that will be even better. Because the method I'm going to share with you is support the version from 2016 onwards. So they have a Power Query, Power Pivot. We use so much about Power Pivot. We use a little bit Power Query, more on Power Query, and a lot about chart, all these things. Okay, the next private message is, there's someone asked where to buy the book. Yeah, don't need to buy the book. Come for this training and you're able to get the book inclusive the training. And the best thing is, you will get the autograph. One fine day when I check out from this planner, the book will worth something lah. Yeah, if you really want to buy the book for your own before the training, maybe you want to buy the book as a gift, you could reach out. You can find online, Excel for HR, Popular, and PH Kinokuniya. They have copy. And now Book Access, they also have it, Excel for HR. You just go online, search Excel for HR, Popular, Excel for HR, and PH. You are able to find their link online. If you are their members, you are able to get the member discount. I think member discount is 10%. Okay, so there's another private message. Let me check this one. Yes, Shopee. Wendy has sent the link in the Shopee. There's another message saying, I am not so good with Excel. Is this okay for me? Yes, I'm not sure whether what do you mean by not so good, because it's a private message. I don't want to mention the name. Not so good means, maybe you can private message, arrange a session. I want to know what do you mean by not so good. Reach out to Wendy. We are able to see where are you at this moment. Maybe before the session, we are able to give you some support in between before the session. Okay. So let's see any more private message. Let me scroll. Yeah. Okay, no more private message. So hopefully I'm able to see you. If let's say you have friends, they are HR, they want to, they do a lot of work, hard work behind the scenes. You feel them pity. Yeah, how come the boss don't like whatever they are doing? Just because HR do not communicate well using data. Just by going through the session just now, about 2-hour session, you're able to see the possibility. This one is 2 full days. And the best thing is you can bring your question over there and we can have a private chat over there. And all the training fee is HRDF claimable. Okay, any other questions? If there's no question, that will be the session for today. And for those of you, you want to learn more about Power Query, check out NTW session, NTW website. We have one session on next Saturday, 9 to 11. So there will be multiple sessions of using Power Query, using the ROC framework. More details, check out the NTW, search for Excel Sifu, and you're able to find more details over there. So with that, take care, everyone. I hope this one gives you more ideas and a new hope. You are able to communicate data very differently. So with that, take care, everyone, and I see you when I see you.